Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Robinson, and welcome to another exciting edition of At the Rim. This is the program that gets you caught up on anything and everything happening around the NBA. Coming up on this edition of the program, we'll give you the latest on head coach MontyWilliams and also JJRedick. Plus, we have a trade that happened between the Chicago Bulls and the Oklahoma City Thunder. All of that is coming up on this edition of the program. But first, hey, on the heels of winning their 18th NBA championship, the Boston Celtics, yeah, they have every reason to celebrate right now. I mean, the Celtics definitely riding a high right now, and people took to the streets of downtown Boston to celebrate their beloved Celtics with the rally that had taken place at the TD Center, or at the TD Bank Garden, and then later on, they said close to over 2 million people took to the streets of downtown Boston to celebrate their Celtics in a championship parade. I mean, when you think about the city of Boston and specifically their sports, I mean, hey, they've had great parades through that city in their downtown area, from the Bruins to the Patriots and now the Celtics. So people came out in full force, and certainly they celebrated their Celtics, wore their green and white, and they wore their jerseys, their paraphernalia. They really celebrated in a major way. And I mentioned earlier about the rally that had taken place at the TD Bank Garden. Well, here's some audio from some of the players that spoke at the rally. Here's JaysonTatum talking about taking it all in and so much more.
It's been unreal. Still doesn't seem true, but just trying to stay in the moment, honestly. A couple hours after, actually. They already losing. Yeah, and I think, like you said, it starts from the top down. And, you know, for me, it's always been Al. Al has always been the first guy in the gym. He's always taking care of his body. And that just sets his tone. He's always in the room, always getting treatment. And, you know, doing what he can to make sure he's available for us. And if he's doing that, we all have to. Absolutely. And like you said, it's motivation. The days that the starters come in and we're just watching film and we see these guys playing pickup or working out and making sure that they stay ready. It's so important, right, whenever Peyton or Sam or Shea or even Game 3 in Dallas when X came in, right, they never exactly know when they're going to play, but they know that at any given time throughout the playoffs they have an impact and help us win a game. So I couldn't be more thankful to those guys and their mindset and willingness to just always put the team first. It really is like a group effort.
All right, that audio courtesy of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, and NBC Sports Boston and NBC 10 Boston. So you heard Jason just basically at the beginning of the soundbite saying that it's still surreal. He still can't believe that the Celtics are NBA world champions, and he just mentioned about how his teammates contributed to the whole process of winning the championship. He also mentioned about AlHorford and the work ethic and what he brings to the table, just being that veteran leader, bringing that veteran leadership to the team. So definitely Jason still taking it all in. And of course, JaylenBrown, the Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP, he's taking it all in as well.
You could say that, but whatever it took for us to win, that's what I was willing to do. But on the defensive side, I know that's what my team needed me to bring, so that's what I brought to the table. I would say the same. I think this year was definitely different. I think we made an emphasis of going into this year, not skipping any steps. I think losing on our home floor in the conference finals last year in that Game 7, I think that hurt. That hurt me. I think it hurt everybody. And I think the way we came into this season with the type of mentality, the focus, I think we were all ready to sacrifice and give whatever it took to get to where we're at now. Make it make sense, Cal. Make it make sense. You know, I ain't really got a comment. We here. Hey.
All right, again, that audio courtesy of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, NBC Sports Boston, and NBC 10 Boston. So towards the end of the soundbite, you heard Jaylen talking about make it make sense. Basically, he was asked a question about the Dallas Mavericks being an overwhelming favorite to win this year's NBA Finals, and he was just saying, make it make sense, and that's what he was referring to. And then also in the soundbite, you heard Jaylen was just talked about playing defense, specifically defending such a great offensive player like Luka Doncic, and he was just saying that defense was the key, not just for him, but most importantly, defense. Everybody stepped up on the defensive side, taking down such a strong offensive team like the Dallas Mavericks. So Jaylen continued to taking it all in on the eve of winning, fresh off of winning an NBA championship. I mentioned his name earlier, the veteran leader. When it comes to being the leader and the motivator of the team, AlHorford. Here he is.
So special, so sweet to do it here and be able to win it here in Boston. For me, that was the most special part about it. No question, there was a lot of growth. These guys were ready for it, ready for that moment, and we just needed the right group of guys. And it's hard to win a championship, and we were able to get the right group of guys this year. All of us here, this is what it's about, and I'm happy we were able to get it done. I just understood the opportunity that we had in front of us. I didn't look at it as a sacrifice per se. I know that word got brought up, but I feel like we have such a special group here. I understood what we were capable of and the talent that we have here. And ultimately, all I care about, as these guys know, is winning. You know, I just wanted to win. I wanted to be a part of it, and that's what it required.
All right, again, that audio courtesy of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, NBC Sports Boston, and NBC 10 Boston. So you heard AlHorford talking about sacrifice. That was really one of the tenets of the Boston Celtics 2023-2024 season. From the regular season, going into the playoffs, going into this year's NBA Finals and winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Sacrifice, making the effort, teamwork. And AlHorford, I mean, when you talk about somebody that has just been a consummate professional year in and year out since he's been in the NBA, AlHorford's truly one of the best. And Al just preached on one of the tenets that helped the Celtics, I should say, have a phenomenal year. And one of the things he mentioned was sacrifice and the teamwork and everybody doing their part. And speaking of sacrifice, the Celtics, they sacrificed a lot, trading Marcus Smart and Robert Williams, but one of the key ingredients that they got for this season and helping them win the championship, JrueHoliday. You talking about a guy playing offense and defense that was so critical in this postseason? JrueHoliday. I mean, he meant the world to the Celtics in more ways than one.
You know, it could be a little bit intimidating. Fans could really get crazy, really start to fight you and all that, but I'm glad I'm on this side now. I was a bit nervous. There was a couple of things that I think I did to the Celtics at the time that they probably didn't like, but again, once I knew that I got that call, just overjoyed and excited, and knew that we had something special. Yeah, they definitely motivated us. You know, we got to get better somehow. I felt like, especially when I came, I was new to the group and trying to figure out with these top 6-7 players. But going against them every day is the reason why we're so good. And then you see what they do when they get a chance to play. You should clap for them. Anytime that they got a chance to get in and get into the game, they played the game the right way. They played well, and from there, like, they make that team so much better. So definitely appreciate them for they deserve this ring just as much as everybody else.
All right, again, that audio courtesy of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, NBC Sports Boston, and NBC 10 Boston. So at the beginning of the soundbite, Drew was asked a question about how did he feel about arriving, or I should say coming to the Boston Celtics via a trade when he played for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he said that he was a little nervous at first, and rightfully so. Those many seasons that Jrue was in Milwaukee, the Bucks and the Celtics, they crossed paths, and they still cross paths with one another. But Jrue was one of the key elements in helping Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez were part of that 2020-2021 NBA championship team. And now he's a part of the Boston Celtics, his first year with the Celtics. And, man, you talk about, like he said, once he got acclimated with the system, once he got one accord with his teammates, management, everything was where it needed to be. He was able to do his job, and, man, did he do his job this year. Man, I told you, he was the X factor in helping the Celtics raise banner 18, and definitely JrueHoliday, man. You talk about a one-of-a-kind athlete. I mean, does so many great things off the court as well, man. And certainly JrueHoliday, man, definitely was really one of the key pieces in helping the Celtics raise up banner 18 and get that championship. And speaking of a key piece, also another key component in helping the Celtics win that 18th championship, KristapsPorzingis. When healthy, Kristaps made a big contribution, especially in games 1 and 2. He was sensational. Playing games 3 and 4, but played as much as he could in game 5, and he even made his presence felt thin. Here's Kristaps at the rally.
Oh, man, it was heartbreaking for me. I wanted to give everything to the team, and then to get hurt again, it was just, I didn't even want to accept the truth, but I knew that this team is unbelievable, and either way we'll be fine, and we took care of business.
All right, that audio courtesy of the NBA, Boston Celtics, NBC Sports Boston, and NBC 10 Boston. So you heard Kristaps just talking about leading the way. Just, again, he wanted to come to Boston, and he was so excited to be there coming from the Washington Wizards, and, he wanted to make a difference, and, man, he made a major difference this year with the Celtics. And certainly when Kristaps was healthy this year, man, the team just try. I mean, there's one thing when he's not in the lineup, but when he is in that lineup, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, you talk about so many key factors and what he brings to the table: offense, defense, mid-range game. He can do it all and then some. So certainly, KristapsPorzingis making a big difference in the championship win for the Boston Celtics, raising banner number 18. So we talked about Holiday initially from Milwaukee and was originally in Portland, but then they made the trade to send him to Boston, and then Porzingis was in Washington. They made the trade happen to send him to Boston, and of course with Robert Williams and Marcus Smart headed to their respective teams, headed to Portland and Memphis, man. Holiday and Porzingis, that turned out to be a win-win situation for the Boston Celtics. And speaking of another impact player, my goodness, DerrickWhite. Listen, DerrickWhite, in Game 5, DerrickWhite, I mean, he went to war for his team. He was so much ready for war that, man, he wound up chipping his teeth. And matter of fact, a funny note to pass along to you: several hours before the beginning of the rally and the championship parade, White had dental work done, so he wound up having a temporary bridge put in his mouth until he's able to get the permanent work done. But, man, you talk about being scrappy, a guy that can not only hit the long-range jumper but give you defense. Man, him and JrueHoliday was just automatic. Here's Derrick at the rally.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get back to that stage, and you just never want to just stop working, and to be so close and to fall short, it's just the ultimate motivator. And we didn't want to skip any steps, and we knew that what the end goal was.
All right, again, that audio courtesy of the NBA, the Boston Celtics, NBC Sports Boston, and NBC 10 Boston. So you heard what Derrick said. They didn't want to skip any steps. Man, they did not skip any steps this year. They really they were the best team in the NBA this year. They handled their business in a variety of ways. They went in and, again, made the acquisitions to get Holiday and Porzingis. And then remember DerrickWhite. 2 years ago, DerrickWhite was actually playing for the San Antonio Spurs, and Brad Stevens, working in the front office, made the trade to send him to Boston. They made the deal happen, sending him from San Antonio to Boston, and since DerrickWhite in a short time with the Celtics, he has made an immediate impact. And certainly Derrick, I think Derrick is definitely deserving of a payday. Derrick is definitely deserving of a payday. I know he's going to get his money sooner or later. JaysonTatum, listen, JaylenBrown got his extension before the start of this season. I think Jason's going to get his deal maybe before or after the Olympics, and then not too far behind, I believe that DerrickWhite's going to get his deal as well. JrueHoliday is signed. He's good. Porzingis is signed. They're going to be, that whole nucleus for Boston's going to be together for at least, I'm saying at least the next, I give it 5 to 7, maybe 5 to 8, with JaysonTatum and JaylenBrown leading the way. So we're going to have more audio from the Celtics Championship Parade in just a little bit, but I want to give some news to you of what's currently going on in the association. So after just one season as the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, MontyWilliams was let go. During this 2023-2024 season, the Pistons had the worst record in the NBA, with a record of 14 wins and 68 losses. Now, Williams had 5 more years remaining on his contract, worth $65 million. There's so many things to be said about with MontyWilliams being fired. One of the big things, one of the most interesting things during his coaching stint with the Pistons was the benching of Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is one of the rising talents, one of the rising stars in the league. With him being benched, that sent a lot of Pistons fans in an uproar. And then, too, they went on that horrendous losing streak, and, man, I think they lost like 28 or 30 straight games or something like that. It was just horrendous. And you know, the NBA, not just the NBA, but really in professional sports, you don't have a job for much long, so you have to produce and you have to get things done in a quick and an earnest fashion. So MontyWilliams, again, after one season with the Detroit Pistons, was fired. A lot of young talent with Detroit, Cade Cunningham. Also, you have the likes of, as I mentioned earlier, Jaden Ivey, and so on and so forth. So we'll see what's going to happen with the Pistons. A lot of names out there. Well, JJRedick is no longer on that list. I'll talk about him in just a minute. But you've got Sam Cassell. He's an option. You also have James Borrego, who is an assistant with the New Orleans Pelicans. So we'll see what happens. Who's going to take over the Detroit Pistons? Again, MontyWilliams, after just one season in Detroit, has been let go. So there's some candidates out there that may want to take a crack at this job. And certainly the Pistons, again, there's a lot of young talent that they have on that roster. Jalen Duren is another rising young talent as well. They can do something with him. So we'll see what happens. But again, MontyWilliams, after just one season, let go by the Detroit Pistons. And the Los Angeles Lakers, they make it happen. They sign JJRedick to a 4-year deal. And certainly, you know, a lot of people have talked about this. Reddick, you know about him having currently doing the podcast with LeBron James called Mind the Game. And, you know, I don't know, that podcast may be over with. I don't know if him and LeBron are going to continue to do the podcast now that they are, you know, co-workers now. So JJ has the 4-year deal as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Again, no college experience, no head coaching experience, I should say none whatsoever. But I heard that he's going to surround himself with He's going to surround himself with an inexperienced staff. He's going to surround himself with people that really know the game. And if you know JJ is big on analytics. I mean, he's extremely high on numbers. And we'll see what happens with JJ. But again, a 4-year contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. Again, no coaching experience. You know about him as a successful a broadcaster for the NBA on ABC and ESPN. And then, of course, working with LeBron James's media company Uninterrupted, and also has his own YouTube channel, and he has his own media company called 342 Productions. And again, him and LeBron have the successful podcast on YouTube called Mind the Game. So if you know about JJRedick's playing career, I mean, JJ primarily known for being a role player, three-point shooting, and being a free throw shooter. But we'll see what his staff is going to have on with his coaching staff. There's reports that Rajon Rondo may be one of the assistants. We'll see what he puts together. But anyhow, again, congratulations, JJRedick. The Los Angeles Lakers have their new head coach with JJRedick signing a 4-year contract. And finally, a trade was made in the NBA between the Chicago Bulls and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Chicago Bulls trade their all-hustle, all-defensive specialist, AlexCaruso, to the Oklahoma City Thunder for JoshGiddey. This is big for the Thunder. The Thunder, a young team filled with stars, rising stars, with the likes of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort. You had both JaysonWilliams on that, in that team, Chet Holmgren. Now you add AlexCaruso to the mix as well. With hustle, defense, determination, man, he is going to bring a spark, especially on the defensive side for the Thunder. As for JoshGiddey, a rising star, you know about his troubles off the court. We'll see what he brings to the table for the Chicago Bulls, a team that looking for offense. Him and Lonzo Ball, we'll see how that's going to play out between those two. And this was kind of a shocker, but I think right now in the short term, Oklahoma City clearly won this deal right here. I mean, with Caruso, with his defense, you talk about being all hustle. Certainly he's all hustle, and certainly we'll find out what's going to happen. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's going to be, again, Lonzo Ball is on the team, Andre Drummond is on the team, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan's on that team, Ayo Dosunmu, who is, again, young player trying to make a name for himself. So we'll see how it all boils down. Again, with Giddey, they have another offensive threat, but, man, OKC, they really added some defensive star power, and they got a guy that will get them a lot of hustle in AlexCaruso. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the program. Until next time, everybody, I'm Ed Robinson saying so long and you take care. And we'll leave you now with this audio courtesy of NBC Sports Boston and NBC 10 Boston. This is some reaction from Boston Celtics fans at the championship parade. Until next time, so long, everyone.
Well, I've been waiting for this for a while. I didn't get a chance to go to the last one with Paul Pierce, so this was a must. I had to do it. I'm super excited. I knew this was their year. I had faith that they was going to do it this year, so that's why I'm here.
I would say the third. I would say the third game, but the fifth was, I just knew they were going to win. No, so I'm so excited. As soon as she said, I'm going to pray, I'm like, yes, I'm going, because I always want to do this. So I'm so happy I'm here to celebrate with them. Yes. Yep. Like, super happy.
We took the T in, Jeffy, definitely. I knew it was going to be crazy out here. How old was I? I think I was about, 16.
JaysonTatum.
Mr. Chip Tooth.
Yeah.
Mr. Chip Tooth. Well, when I got here, it wasn't that as bad, but real convenient. Hop right on.
It's incredible. You know, I was starting to get worried. It's been 1,963 days since we had a parade. I was getting really worried. We had 12 before today, 13 today, lucky 13. On 6/17, they won the championship. the numerology is there. So 1,963 days since the parade. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. You know, if you take all the parades together, obviously we have 6 Patriot ones. That's hard to rate those. This one I especially like because this team has been together. We've seen the struggles. I talked to everyone about 2022, Game 3 against the Warriors, being a game that I think changed the psyche of the Celtics. They won that game, and they thought they could cruise to a championship. Well, they lost the next 3, which brought us to last year. They lose in Game 7 at the TD Garden in a game that was just, yikes. They just didn't come out and play. This year, for some reason, before the playoffs started, I said, there is no chance they are losing this championship. We saw it in Indianapolis. We saw it in Dallas. Remember Game 3 in Indianapolis?
I do.
No Celtics fans there. Game 4, they came out of the woodwork. They knew that was a clincher. Game 3 in Dallas, same thing. No Celtics fans there. When there was a chance to clinch, they all came to Game 4. Now, they lost that, but I'm telling you, they wanted to lose that. They wanted to win it here. Yeah, that's the way it is with this team. That's the way it is with the Celtics. If you're a fan, if you're a Bostonian of a certain age, my age, a little younger maybe, we know what the 80s was like. And there's a reason we hold that in such high reverence. It was incredible basketball to watch. And that's what I think a lot of us of that certain age loved watching about this team. We could say they have Jaylen. We could say they have Jayson. But think of the other guys. This is a team with 5 All-Stars.
Yep.
And it's just been incredible to watch them grow together. And you know what, Jericho? They genuinely like each other.
JaylenBrown. Pretty cool.
All the way back in the 80s. The best era in basketball ever. I'm really surprised that the Celtics is able to do it, but I'm happy because I'm part of a championship team. I wish Larry Bird was here right now because he actually signed this jersey, but it's a little faded right now. But I'm just happy to be here right now celebrating number 18. We are the best NBA team in the world.
And I'm excited. I'm a sports fan of Boston all around, all the sports. I watch it all on TV. All of them. I'm delighted to be here. It's a great cause, and I love your shirt.
We live in Norton, Mass. Yeah, because we have 3 15-year-old boys that have been dying to come, so we jumped on a train, and here we are. We are fans.
Obviously the last one. Yeah, I think going like the 3 games without losing was pretty awesome, too, because that's, as far as I can remember, never been done. Nope, I'm a New England fan, no doubt.
The atmosphere was amazing. It was so much fun. I've never been to a game where they won the finals for any sport, so it was pretty awesome. Yeah, we want to see the players, cheer them on, and just be here to, making history, being at a, parade. It's fun.
Peyton Pritchard, best shooter in the league. Nothing. I just jumped off the couch and started screaming. Oh, it's super fun. First time experience, so.
Oh, like 7:30? Oh, about an hour and a half. Not too bad. No, this is my first parade, so I've never seen anything like this before, and it's been so cool. It's so awesome. So many people. Great vibes. Yeah, having a great time. So happy. I've been watching all season, and I wanted it from the start, and so happy they closed it out, and we're all here right now. AlHorford.
Yes, the parade. Millions. Tons of people.
This is my first Celtics Patriots parade. This is far better than the Patriots parade. More excitement, more hype. Just great. I am surprised. I couldn't expect that. We got here like at 8 o'clock this morning, and it was packed. It feels great. I'm from the Havlicek Cooley era, so it's great to see the young guys pull it out.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.